Long way, get this shit a long way, shit a long way. Long way, hit it long way, 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 shit long way, long shit long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, long way, shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way. She don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, every day we gotta get paid, I'm feeling like we be the new slave. No, we gotta finish rich, no, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand, she don't understand, niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we gotta hit lit, no, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, tryna get the shit the long way, Coach you tryna wrap up a entree. Told you the other day that did my palm strong. We gon' get the long way, we gon' get the long way, get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a palm way. My name is Atari, I ain't playing games, so I'm not Atari. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money, we gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get the shit the long way, back and forth like the palm way, man, I'ma get the shit the long way, get the shit the long way, just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy, we gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day, we be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, for so we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we get shit the long way, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, we get the long way,
Hello everyone, hello, and welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. I'm your host and founder of SMD. Again, my name is LJ, and what I am here to do is share my gift with you, all right? Because what I know is 100% a gift, without a doubt. There's no doubt about it. It's a 100% gift, right? And you're probably asking, especially if you're new, you're probably asking, well, what is that gift, LJ? I understand that capitalism is psychological. Okay. I now 100% understand that to be true because that's what math says. Math says capitalism is psychological, and that is a 100% gift. And I'm here to share that gift. With that gift, I also understand that capitalism cannot work without people. It cannot work with none of this can work because only human beings are the ones that consume unnecessarily. Only humans do that. So it cannot work without people. So there must be, since everybody dies, everybody is still human, regardless of how much money you have. There must be people that also understand that capitalism is psychological. Because those are people too. There needs to be people here that understand how it truly works. There must be people here that understand that because it all works in conjunction. One cannot work without the other. I promise you this. My gift is to wake up the people that know something's wrong in the debt matrix, but they can't figure out, why they can't get rich or whatever, whatever they're sold to on how to get wealthy, whatever, none of it's working and they just can't figure out why. And the reason why I know this to be true, because that was me. When I was in a debt matrix, I didn't know I was a debt slave. I did not know that, right? I knew something was wrong. I did everything I was supposed to do and still wasn't where I thought I was supposed to be once I reached there. Because in the debt matrix, they like to throw around six figures, six figures, six figures, right? So I heard that too, but I did it. I just didn't hear it. I said, okay, well, let me see what happens when I make six figures. And when I did it, I got there and nothing was different. Nothing changed. It was still I just had more of better stuff than the average person, but I was still in debt. Couldn't put my finger on it. Got out of debt. You know what it was? I didn't own myself. I didn't know that until I paid off all my debt. I didn't know that. So I paid off all my debt and voila, whoa, wait a minute. It's more than just paying off your debt. You know what I own myself. Now you're probably thinking, what do you mean own yourself? Because remember, all the information I give to you is true. Okay. It doesn't matter how you feel about it, what you think. If you think what I'm saying is a theory, always remember everything I'm telling you is mathematics. Okay. And since I always agree with math, that means, and math is never wrong, that means I'm never wrong. All you have to do is log into your credit report, go past the credit score, and meet your owners right there. Some of you guys got pages of owners, pages. When you own yourself, you have one page with all zeros. That's how people that understand how it works, that's how we show each other. Hey, look, show them my credit reports, nothing's on it, all zeros, nothing, one page, nothing's on it. And you show the other person, they say, oh, okay, you obviously know. Yes, I know. Yes, that's clear. You guys don't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I was so focused in on the credit score, which are just reward points for staying in debt. Nothing more than that. It's just like, hey, you got a high credit score? Yeah, okay, you're just a high value debt slave. Thank you for borrowing money and paying it back and with interest. Thank you, debt slave. Thank you. The banks are the one that woke me up. Honestly, to tell you the truth, they're the ones that sparked in something that woke my brain up. You know, I followed all the rules and you know, good credit score, great job, blah, blah, all the bullshit. And then one day they said, no, your debt to income ratio is too high. I was like, I understand all that. But I said, you know what? Wait a minute. By following the rules is what got me into that much debt. That sent the light off in my head. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. There's something wrong right here. Sure was. It didn't make any mathematical sense at all. None, zero. That's what the problem was. I'm just sharing with you guys after the fact now that I know. The information I share here, you can't Google it. You can't ask a friend. There are no courses. Nobody has a course on this, I promise you. Nobody. You won't find it anywhere but here. So this is what I do for you. I help you own yourself. If you've never heard anybody say that, please hear me now. Hey, listen. Let me give you guys an example, okay, of what I'm talking about. All right. So you guys can really get what I mean. Listen to me closely. Every single video I make, my content will always be valid no matter the year it's heard. So you're listening to this content today, okay? Another person is going to hear this 10 years from now, and they're going to think I'm talking in the exact same time as the time they listen to it 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. You know why? Because I understand capitalism is psychological and it will be that way until the day I'm dead. Guaranteed that nothing's changing that. Nothing. At least as long as I'm alive, that will never change ever. That is clearly understood. Whoever designed it, that is clearly understood. Nor am I trying. Nor am I trying. I'm just sitting back in awe. If this is you walking around right now and you just can't really you know how to make money, you might even own your own business. You might even own your own business, right? To the outside, it looks like you're very successful, but on the inside, you're still living paycheck to paycheck. Yes, I can see you. Yes, I can see you. Now, if this is you and you starting to get emotional and stuff like that, stop with the emotions. Stop worrying about where I got a degree and how I know about finance. And all you got to do is take a step back, take your feelings out, and say, is what he's saying mathematically correct? If it's true, then you got to ask yourself, then if it's mathematically correct, why am I mad at him? That's the psychological part. You don't know why. You're mad at the calculator. I didn't I didn't create the laws of mathematics. I was born into them. Man-made laws can be broken. The laws of mathematics cannot. Nobody can break the laws of mathematics. Nobody. No matter how you feel about it, no matter if you're feeling bad that day or happy this day, 1 plus 1 equals 2, no matter how you feel, where you live, what the color of your skin, what language you speak, 1 plus 1 equals 2, and it doesn't care what, it's 2. Now, I've been getting to the point to where, you know what? And I'm gonna be real with you, man. It's almost like wasting my time. It really is. I don't want to be arguing with nobody that don't believe in mathematics. That's just like a wait. That is a total waste of time. I'm not here. Listen, I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm here to show you something. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to make you believe. All I'm saying is look at the calculator. That's it. Now, you know what? I've been trying to think of how I can say this more simple, more because I notice when I speak to people, they still want to fight. So I'm like, okay, I must not be saying it simple enough because they're still fighting me, right? So I'm saying, okay, how far can I go? And the very last thing I can do is say, look at the calculator. What does the calculator say? But something keeps telling me saying, hey, nah, LJ, man, you can't just totally give up on them, man. There's some people listening. They're listening. Because it's like, man, once you once I've accept what is the truth, it's so crazy. I had to accept the truth. That is bananas to even say out loud. Like, you mean people with mortgages are not homeowners? Nope. Mm-mm. No, they're not. So all those millions of people with mortgages that believe they're homeowners and have equity and appreciation, none of that is true. No, it's not. No, they're psychological homeowners. They're not mathematical homeowners. They're psychological homeowners. They don't know that. Now, when you sit back and you really think about, well, that's mathematically true. That's true. Of course it is. Of course, nothing's hidden. That's the wonderful part about psychological capitalism. Nothing is hidden. Nobody's holding anybody back, and it's got something to do with your skin color or where you grew up. But no, no, has nothing to do with that. I'm here to tell you, it has nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing. Now, the younger folks that listen to me, and they think my age has something to do with it. I'm here to tell you, younger people, math has nothing to do with my age. If you hear me speaking and you say, "Oh, his generation or his way of thinking was way back in," and then I want you to stop yourself and say, "Wait a minute. 1 + 1 = 2, no matter what age you are, what year you live in. It'll be like that when you're born. It'll be like that when you die. And it'll be like that well after you. It's never going to change, ever." So then you got to take time out of it and say, wait a minute, it's just math. It's just math. It's just math. The younger you understand this, you come back and listen to these videos. And I'm telling you right now, all my content will be timeless. Do you understand me? Timeless. The only way they'll know these videos are old when they look down at the date that it was probably posted. But as long as these types of videos get reposted, you guys won't know the date, you won't know the year, and it will always be the same. Long as I don't really mark things like, say out loud, like, hey, there's 1.7 trillion, in student loan debt, right? It's going up. It's going to be more than that. 10 years from now, it's probably going to be double that, right? So if you hear me say 1.7, you kind of have an idea of when the video was made. But if I just say trillions of student loan debt, you guys won't have no idea, because there will always be trillions of dollars in student loan debt, always, until the day we are all dead. Believe that. You see what I mean? That's why it'll be timeless. There will always be trillions of dollars in car loan debt. Trillions. Same thing with credit card debt. Same thing with all debt. You know when you go to the, when you go to that clock that runs really fast and sees how fast money is going. That's you guys. That's you. That's how fast you guys are spending money you don't have. That clock is for you, dead slaves. You. That's why it's moving so fast. It's you. But guess what? You're choosing it. You're choosing that. You're choosing that. That's a choice. You don't have to be on that side of capitalism. You could be on the psychological side. I promise you. You'd rather be on the psychological side. I promise you. You will, put it this way, you'll understand the purpose of taxes. You won't be walking around, hey, taxes are too high, taxes are killing me. You won't be talking like that anymore, because when you hear people talk like that, they don't understand the purpose of taxes if they're talking like that. When you hear people talking, oh, the taxes are really high over here. Remember, when you hear somebody say that, they can only be talking about themselves. Taxes are not high for everybody over there. That's not true. That is not true. You hear people, you won't be complaining about taxes anymore. You won't do that. You won't be trying to hide money, trying to avoid paying your taxes, doing tax evasion. You won't do none of that. I promise you that stops. I promise you that stops immediately. You won't be walking around everybody in the debt matrix terrified of the IRS. If you just play by the rules, you won't have nothing to be scared of. Would you be, hey, if you were following the rules of the IRS, would you be scared of the IRS agents? What are they going to do? Knock on the door and say, hey, we just want to congratulate you for following the rules. They're not going to bother with you because you're following the rules. This could be easily, listen, you guys, this can be easily proven mathematically. You guys can't, this is so crazy about debt slaves. You guys can't hide from your personal credit report, because the first thing you mess up before you start branching out into just crazy debt and getting into bad things or whatever, everything starts with you. First, you start messing up the business of you. That's where it starts. You really start practicing on yourself because you're fresh and new and you can get away with stuff. So you start doing the stuff and it just builds up and more and more and more. And then you start branching out. All of it leads back to your personal credit report. Because put it this way, and this is just my opinion, okay? If I was an IRS agent getting ready to financially check somebody or whatever, see if they're doing good or bad or whatever, the first place I'm going is their personal credit report. That is step number one. It will immediately tell me if I'm on the right track of the investigation. You know, I mean, it said like it's consistent of like tax evasion or something like that, and then I'll just go straight to the person's personal credit report and it will tell me immediately if I'm on the right track because you guys start with yourselves. You guys have no idea what your personal credit report says about you. You guys are so fixated on that credit score, you guys don't know what's within it. It says everything about you, everything. The main one, it shows if you're owned or not. If you own yourself or not, especially if you don't know you do not. And if you got to put it this way, if somebody were to walk up to you today, now listen to me closely. If somebody were to walk up to you today and say, how much debt are you in? And you had no idea, you couldn't say how much it was. If you had to guess, if you have to guess, you are one of the ones that don't know. Because I think out of my time when I was in the debt matrix, I might have been asked that question once, maybe twice in my life. And at the time, I didn't really understand the question. Like, well, I remember thinking at the time, well, who really knows how much money they owe down to the down to the penny? But you say it like it's not a big deal. And then I just went on about my day, not knowing that I don't own myself. That is bananas to think about it today. That's bananas. I did that shit all the way up to my early 40s. That's when I start hitting my 40s, man, something really was starting to come on to me like, wait a minute, something is wrong. Something is just not making any sense. It was weird. It was like something out of the blue just was like, hey man, you're gonna make this drive every single day to the same place, coming back 5 days a week, 40 hours a week for the next 15 years. You're gonna drive the same route. This is like the voice in my head. You're gonna drive this same route for the next 10, 15 years and then retire and then start enjoying life. How come when you're driving, you already know to move over for that pothole that's in the road because you got the shit memorized? You go the same way so much, you know the road. Now listen to me closely. If you know the road, subconsciously know the road that you take every day to work, that you were just automatic, know where to swerve and not swerve and where to brake, that's a problem. That is a problem. I knew, man. I said, nah, man. But I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know what I was gonna do. You can't just quit. You can't just quit your job. You got, when you're in the debt matrix, you think you got to be a multi-millionaire to quit a job, man. I gotta at least have 5, 10 million in the bank before I can quit a job. No, you don't. All you have to do is own yourself, and then you can quit a job. You can quit any job. Once you own it, you got to own yourself first. See, you guys don't even understand. Like when you go on job interviews, when you own yourself, when you go on job interviews are very different. I want you guys to clearly understand this. When you go on an interview, because I'm not saying people who are debt free don't have jobs. I'm just telling you, job interviews are very different when you own yourself. You don't go into a job interview nervous, making sure you're going to impress the manager. No, you're there to see if you're going to even accept working there. The people that are going to interview you, they're going to know that you're different. They're going to know that you're not there crossing your fingers hoping you get this job. It's like life or death if I get this job because I got car payments due. You guys, when you guys go into interviews like that, desperate like that, that energy comes off of you. That energy comes off of you when you own yourself. That same energy comes off of you, and it tells them, it's like, whoa, this person's different. You're like, yep. As soon as they're going to know you are different when you pull out your salary requirements. You're not there to negotiate whatever they're offering. You're coming there telling them what you are going to only accept to work there. Right there at that moment, they're going to know you're different, because debt slaves, you guys don't do that. You guys don't bring your salary requirements. You look on the job application. Hey, this pay scales they pay from here to here, and this is where who says who. If you're good at what you do, I don't care what that scale says. These are my requirements. Immediately, they're going to know you're different. Immediately, whoa, what? We've never, whoa. Unfortunately, you guys don't really know those type of people because they don't really talk to you at work. They definitely don't talk to you about money. I guarantee you that they won't talk to you about money. Say, for example, you're a person at work and you're talking about you're talking with a coworker about investing in your 401k retirement plan, right? You're like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and if I stay here and it's gonna be vested after 5 years, and if they're gonna match they're gonna match 3% of my match when I put in, and then then the person finds out you have a car payment. Immediately, they're gonna know that you don't know, because you don't know that you cannot invest into a retirement plan while having a car payment. You can't do that. That's impossible. You can't do that. Or that person finds out you have a mortgage and you're talking about investments. You can't invest while having a mortgage. You can't do. Who told you can do that? You cannot do that. You cannot invest in retirement, Bitcoin. You can't, nothing. You can't invest in nothing when you have a mortgage. Nothing. You think you're going to be able to Google this information that I'm telling you? No, you can't Google this. You can tell anybody you want. The majority can't even hear. They can't even hear a word I'm saying. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they can hear me. Doesn't matter. As long as what I'm saying is mathematically true, it doesn't matter. Always remember this too. If it's not mathematically true, it's psychological. Always remember that. Let me say that one more time. If it's not mathematically true, it's psychological. Always remember that. Here's an example so you guys can understand something. So say like you went and financed a car and you believe you got that car on sale and you got a great deal. Okay. You got it below book and you got some Dodge Bucks and you got all this other stuff that you got this such a great deal. Okay. You got it knocked down and you got this priced at 8.5% or excuse me, at 1.5%, whatever you guys think is good, right? This is what I want you to do. I want you to open up the calculator. I want you to put in your car payment minus your car balance and hit equal. That's the deal you got right there. You see that? You see that on the calculator? See that large negative number? That's the deal you got right there. Now, this is the glitch in the debt matrix. You don't know what to think because you're looking at a large negative number and it doesn't make sense to you. I know that's the psychological part. All you got to do is believe it. That's all. All you got to do is believe and know that you didn't get a deal on nothing. What you got is negative the price of that car added to your total debt. That's all you got. You didn't get nothing else. Nothing. But don't worry about it. Millions of you guys do that. It doesn't matter what you guys do. So what? That's needed. It's needed that you believe it's okay to have car payments. That's important. That is very important. That is important that you believe you got a finance car on sale. That is very important. It's important that you finance phones, brand new phones every year. That's why they keep increasing in the price so they can have you guys forever. You guys can't even, there is no way you guys could afford to pay cash for a cell phone today. There is no way you could do that. No way. The majority of you cannot walk into a phone store and drop $1,500 cash for a phone plus tax. No way. You know how long the majority of, check this out. Do you know how long you guys will be wrapped up in the cell phone loop game? You guys know how long you're going to be, you guys are in it for years already, years. That's why, hey, listen, that's why they can charge the price they can for those phones. You know why? Because you guys can't afford them. You guys are financing them. You guys are financing depreciating objects bad. That's why you guys are trapped. It's, hey man, listen, it's just business. So I don't care what Apple and Samsung is doing. I don't care. That's their business. I do not care. It's amazing to watch, though. I ain't gonna lie. That's amazing to watch. All they do is like, damn, okay, listen. All right, these guys, we already made them have to put phone covers on. Now they can't tell which phone is which. What can we do? Change the camera lenses every year. Rearrange them, make them bigger and smaller. So now when you guys have covers on them, now people can still be able to tell if you got a newer phone or not by the camera lenses. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely hands down. So it won't matter. Everybody got a cover on it. Absolutely brilliant. Now, the younger you get, hey, listen, if you're in your 20s and you listen to this, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You take this knowledge and you get into finance, you get into taxes, you get into, I would say tax is the best, though. I would say get into taxes, right? You understand what I teach and you get into taxes. Deep. Nobody will be able to fuck with you. Nobody. They won't know how you're doing it because the majority of people, like, believe it or not, the majority of tax professionals, they're in personal debt. And if you have, put it this way, and I promise this is, hey, listen, this is a promise. If you have a tax professional who is in personal debt, you have the wrong tax professional. They don't know. They don't know. Now, these are questions, I know these are questions you don't know to ask. People handle you don't know to ask these questions of people handling your money, business. Hey man, business finances. Ooh, wee. If you guys knew, if you guys could see the personal credit reports of people handling your money, ooh wee, ooh wee. Mm. You guys would be very surprised. I promise you that. You'd be very surprised because you just automatically assume if they're an investor or they've been in finance or they got a degree, they went to school here, they did that. Hey, you guys believe? Hey, listen, you better stop. You better stop looking at stuff. You better start looking at personal credit reports. You better do that. That'll answer all your questions. I saw, like, I was just watching a video. What's the comedian I just posted about? God dog it. I just posted about him. He had his accountant died and was stealing like 22 million, stole 22 million from him. Uh, you know, stuff like that. I'm not saying like he can watch everybody he employs, but if he knew to check people's personal credit reports, Steve Harvey, thank you, Steve Harvey. If Steve Harvey knew what I know, that wouldn't have happened because one look, because usually a person that steals from other people, their personal credit report will show why they're doing it. Because here, like, listen, like, here is an opportunity to be an accountant for Steve Harvey. So you know Steve Harvey's paying him good money. But that obviously wasn't enough. So for somebody to ruin such an awesome opportunity to even work for Steve Harvey, because you know he's paying him well. If you handle, Steve Harvey's trusting you with his money. So obviously there must be some kind of trust in there, right? To ruin that over money, his personal credit report would have shown why he was willing to risk such a valuable business relationship. Only a debt slave would do that. Like this gift that I'm sharing with you guys today, I will never abuse my gift ever. Because I could with you guys, with you guys not knowing, it's so easy. But it's really no reason to do that, to actually abuse you on purpose. Because you guys do it to yourselves already. There's no reason for me to do it. That's why when you come to this level of understanding, you understand that that type of stuff is not allowed. Scamming people, taking people's money, ripping them off. Basically no trust. That's not allowed at this level. That's not allowed. Once you get here, there's an understanding of that. Because in order to even get here, there has to be an understanding of that. That's a must. That's pretty much a requirement. Plus, you don't want to anyway. You don't, you know, I don't want to do that. But I also know I have a gift. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand the SMD red pill is a big ass pill to swallow. I get it. I totally get it. Because you got to think back, damn, what about all that stuff that people been telling me? You figure out, no, no, that's only debt slave jibber jabber. That's called slave-splaining. When you step out of it and then you think back of everybody telling you everything about money, equity, and appreciation of houses and retirement plans and all, when you find out that they didn't know what they were talking about, you're gonna be like, that's called slave splaining. They don't know, they're not making any mathematical sense. That's the psychological part. They don't know that. When you hear a debt slave with a mortgage talk about the equity in their house, they don't know what they're saying makes no mathematical sense. They don't know that. If they did, listen, if they did, they wouldn't say that, because you can you cannot own the equity in a house that you didn't have the money to buy. You can't do that. The house only appreciates for the owner of the house. That's it. It don't appreciate for two people, it appreciates for the owner of the house. That's a good point, Nick, too. Especially you young people, let me tell you something. This is very important for you youngsters. Debt causes stress. And I'm here to tell you, stress is not part of life. That is not true. Stress is a choice. The majority of your stresses are choices. The majority are choices. Debt is a big one. You get rid of debt, that's like probably 75% of your stress right there, knocked off. As soon as you own yourself, you got rid of about 75% of your stress right there, gone, gone, totally gone. And then when you got like 30% left, that 30%, that's usually outside people. That's the easy part. The hard part is going to be when you focus in on yourself. Once you get rid of all the stresses, all the people that were causing you stress, because those guys are going, everybody will be bye bye. I don't care who it is, family, old boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, whatever. They're going to be eliminated. And then you're going to be left with yourself. That's going to be the hard part right there. That part is going to be the hard part. Accepting a lot of shit you should have done, shoulda, woulda, coulda, whatever. You got, that's the part you're gonna have to get through. If you want to get here, you're gonna have to get through yourself to get here. That's what I had to do. I had to go through all my stuff, all of it. Years of, just fighting, blaming other people for this and that. And then I just flipped it around and said, well, what was you doing at that same time back when you was in your 20s and when you did XYZ in your 30s? And then when you did blah, blah, blah in your 40s and this and that. It's like, what were you doing? So what are you talking about them for if you were doing? It's just like talking to yourself, of course. It's crazy. It's like you're in a relationship and you might be fooling around on your partner, but your partner don't know. And then one day you find out your partner, after years of fucking around on your partner, you find out your partner was messing around one time, and then you go off on them. Those are the moments you got to stop, turn the mirror around, say, "What do you? Why are you mad at her? What do you mean?" This It's like, actually, this is what you really need. Flip the mirror at that time and turn to yourself and say, "Why are you mad at her? What do you mean? You've been fucking all these years. Why are you mad at her?" No, that's very hard to do. That's very hard to do. Of course, when you're in that, like when you're this is crazy, okay? And I'm telling you from experience, when you're in that realm of fucking around, fucking behind your partner, doing things you're not supposed to be doing while you're with somebody, You're in you're in the energy of people that do that too. You guys are all together. That's why you guys have to be on guard all the time, making sure you're not going to get played, because that's what you're in. You're all in there. When you understand, I take myself out of there. I don't attract that type of energy anymore, because that's not what I want in my life. None of that. I don't want any of that. So I don't attract any of that energy. So it doesn't come to me. So when you're doing it, you're only attracting other people that are doing it too. You guys are all together. You're not going to attract a person that doesn't do that. You're not going to attract a person that says, "Are you with somebody?" Yeah, then we're not doing anything. People that don't want to be in that, we don't get in that. You're married? Yeah, okay, never mind then. Bye. It stops right there. It's no, here, take my number, call me. No, no. And you know what the biggest part is, especially, well, this is very important too. I'm glad I thought of this before I got off. I thought about this today. When you own yourself, especially for the men, I want you guys to really understand something, okay? When you own yourself, you figure out sex is an addiction. Because if you think about it, would you die if you didn't have sex? Would you die? Literally die? No, you wouldn't die. So obviously it's an addiction. I'm not saying you stop liking sex, don't get me wrong, but it's not an addiction. It's I don't know how to explain that part, but once you reach that level, I'm telling you something, your whole world changes. Everything changes once you realize, "Oh shit, I don't have to do that." No, you don't have to do that. You can do it when you want to do it, not because you feel like you have to do it. That is, let me tell you something. To get unaddicted is a whole different experience, and as a man, you give off a totally different type of energy to women. It's bananas. It's absolutely bananas, and I know what it is. I'm not addicted to sex anymore. It doesn't hold me like that anymore. Like, oh man, it's been like 2 weeks, man. I got to get me. No, 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 that no longer happens anymore. And I don't want you guys thinking, especially young people, oh, he's 50, his dick stopped working. Hey, listen, let me tell you something, okay? If you don't start taking care of yourself in your 20s, you are not going to look anything like me. I'm 52 now. You see my picture? You're not going to look anything like me if you don't start taking care of yourself right now, today, in your 20s. So don't even worry. Listen, don't even worry about my age. Don't even worry about, he's old or what. Hey, listen, you see my body? You're not going to look anything like that if you don't start right now in your 20s. Nothing. You see that picture? You think that shit's guaranteed? No, that's hard work, baby. That's years of work. Years. You know what I said? I don't care what people think. I'm gonna have me a six pack in my 50s. I don't care what people say. Who cares? They can only be talking about themselves. You see, I'm clearly proof. Clearly. You could clear I don't know what else I can show you guys. I'm clearly different. Clearly. I don't know what else can I do. I help you own yourself. You can't Google, you cannot Google what I teach. There's no courses on it. They don't exist because I haven't created them yet. They don't exist yet. The younger you get this message, man, ooh, you guys won't be caught up in the drama, man. You guys, hey, listen. When you come out and own yourself, and you find out how much time you've wasted in just rooms talking about nothing, you're going to be upset at yourself. I promise you. Find yourself on a channel about 4 hours talking about other people and celebrities and stuff like that, what they're doing, their divorce. Hey, and when you get out and own yourself and you add up all that time you wasted talking about nothing, you're going to be very, very mad at yourself. You're going to be very mad. Hey, this was so funny. Let me tell you something. This was really so funny, right? When I was in my 20s, I used to watch a lot of Jerry Springer. I thought that was the funniest. I was Jerry, right? But what I but with my eyes today, oh my God, I was wasting I was such a debt slave. A program just Jerry was getting rich off of just straight bullshit. Jerry was getting rich, man, rich, just complete and utter time wasting nonsense. It's no different today. It's no different. That's the same thing. When you guys go on these channels, man, and they talk about bullshit, you just the tock, tick tock time. Those 4 hours are gone. Talking about things that only opinions can be had. Only opinions. So that means, guess what? It's going to go forever. When I step in, all I spit is mathematical facts. You can't have an opinion on mathematical facts, baby. You can't have. You can. Let me take that back. You can have an opinion on mathematical facts if you want to in front of people in public. I ain't even gonna argue with you if you do. Debt slaves do that with me. They do that to me. They argue with me all the time in public in front of people. Oh man, that's not true, man. You can invest in cryptocurrency while having student loan debt. They be saying that shit right out in the open too. Right out in the open. That's not true, man. I can earn more money in the stock market. The student loan debt is only at 3.5%, and I can earn 10% in the stock market. Then I could take that money. Oh, debt slave. Hmm. You have no idea what you're saying. You just look at them. It's just like you don't even know what you're saying. You don't know you can't invest while having student loan debt. Who told you that, debt slave? Oh, you don't know. Because only a debt slave would say something that makes no mathematical sense and believe it. Only debt slaves do that. Talking about cryptocurrency and your student loans are older than your children. And you're talking about investing talking about investing in cryptocurrency, man. Do you understand what you're saying? You listen, because I know I'm talking to a lot of you, man or woman. It don't matter. You guys are all doing it. You guys think you can invest in cryptocurrency while having student loan debt. Hey, listen, get with all your crypto buddies, right? You guys get into one of those chat rooms. You guys say, "Hey, man, raise your hand if you got student loan debt." Pretty much all you guys are going to raise your hand. And you know why? That's why you invested in cryptocurrency. You're the cryptocurrency. It's you. You're the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, whatever. Hey, whatever you want your name to be, that's you. When you try to invest in a retirement plan while having student loan debt, guess what? That makes you the retirement plan debt slave. You are the 401k. You are the IRA before taxes, after taxes. It's you. Those retirement plans couldn't exist without you because you are the retirement plan. For the people that know, nobody's hiding anything from you. You can't get a match at work while having student loan debt. Okay, you can't do that. Now, I understand. Again, it's a hard pill to swallow, man. It's like it's going to shatter your entire financial world, but that's the only way you can come over. You got to break. You got to get here. You have to be mentally strong. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I'll tell you this. When you're getting out of debt, paying off all that debt, it seems like that's the hard part because you're feeling the pain of paying back all the money that you borrowed. Okay. That's really, you think that's the hard part. The hard part, the really hard part is mentally accepting your new world, your financial world, mentally accepting that. That's going to be the hard part. This is why I make these videos and members only. So when the people that do come over and they run into these challenges, they can always go to the videos to listen to my journey and see what I did at that particular time. Everybody around you becomes different. Everybody. You can't help it. You won't be able to help it. Everybody becomes different, especially if they're in debt. Some you'll get away with not being able to talk, you can talk about everything else except money and finances. But some will insist that they're doing something and want you involved, and you can't tell them that no, you're a debt slave. You don't even know what you're saying. You're gonna have to cut them off. They just got to get cut off. That's gonna be a hard part. But but what it's gonna do is gonna make room for the people that do understand to come to you. Okay, because there's not many of us that understand how it really works. So when you do find another person that understand that capitalism is psychological, of course you're going to welcome with open arms because that's going to be a very rare thing. You can't even Google psychological capitalism. Don't come back with nothing. I think I put that in there, popped up with one title and says something. I don't know what it says in there, but that's not the version I'm talking about. Again, I know this is a hard, big, gigantic, enormous red pill to swallow that you've never heard before anywhere in your life, and you never will. And I'm not even bragging. I'm just telling you what is. It just is. You can go try and look for it. What I mean, if you go try to look for another channel like this, what are you going to type in? Debt free? I mean, what are the key words for finding another channel like this one? I don't even know those words. Good luck finding that person, especially if they're not outspoken like me. My personality helps with this business. It helps me because that's just me. You got to be mentally strong for sure. Believe that. not only to not only to accept that your whole world is going to change, you got to really accept and understand that, listen, in psychological capitalism, no currency exists for dead slaves. Nothing. None. So if that's the case, you know what else is the case? Everything you see is a mathematical illusion. The houses, cars, clothes, vacations you see on social media, all of it is those are mathematical illusions. To really accept that, you're going to look at the world. I look at the world, man. I look at the world totally different now. Totally. I can't even explain it. Like when I see a nice car driving down the street, I can see that it's a nice car, right? I could see if it's an exotic car or whatever, but I don't know if the person driving is making payments or not. I don't know that. So I don't actually care who's driving it. That's any car. I don't care if it's a Bentley. I don't even care, man. It's like I don't know how that car was purchased. I don't know. But, I'll look, and that person to see, this person driving it will see me looking, and I'll just look like any other person looking at an exotic car. I mean, it'll be slightly different, but not too much. I'm still be looking, right? But they don't know why or how I'm looking. They can't see me, especially if the person driving the exotic car is making car payments. They most definitely can't see me. But while they're driving it, people that don't know see a person driving that car will automatically assume that the person driving the car has money because they're driving that exotic car. One has nothing to do with the other, nothing. Even like even like when you see a like a Ferrari or something, right? And they'll say this particular Ferrari is $300,000. When you when you understand capitalism psychologically, you say to yourself, it did not cost $300,000 to make that one car. No way it did. Never in a million years did it cost $300,000 to make that one car. Can you imagine the years it took Ferrari to build up their name? However they did, it really don't matter. But that's what you're paying for. It could have been a person that started that had passion, just like I do. Passion. It shows in your work, and it's going to show, like mine shows through other people's lives. It shows through their lives. Those that come to me, those that don't come to me, you don't necessarily need to come to me if you understand what I'm saying and you're a logical thinker. You can pretty much listen to me and say, oh man, I can do that on my own. I don't really need. But it took me to give the person the understanding of psychological capitalism to click that piece in their brain to understand it too. Like when I was getting out of debt, I found Dave Ramsey. I didn't need to buy any of his programs. I just saw he said, hey, take the calculator, apply the calculator and these baby steps to your personal finances, and then you get out of debt. That's what I took. I said, okay, cool. All right, do it with these baby steps and you get out. I said, cool, did it. I was out. I didn't need to go any classes or join up at a group or anything. All that kind of stuff is just like, trust me, I understand why he does that because it's really emotional to accept how much debt you're in. Like lots of you guys don't even want to know how much debt you're in. If you're a person like that doesn't even want to know how much debt you're in some serious trouble. Serious trouble. Not only don't know, but don't want to know. Don't even want to know. That's scary, man. That's very scary. If that's you, you need to come see me ASAP. If you don't know how much debt you're in, you need to come see me ASAP. Fast. The younger you are, the better. The older you are, I'm just you gotta. It's a multitude of things, really. The older you are, you're going to have a very strong mind. Uh, say like this. Say like you woke up at 50, 55, and you've had student loan debt all your life. There's two things at that age to be able to do you're going to have to do with the student loan debt. Excuse me. Either you're going to accept having student loan debt for the rest of your life, or you have to create a successful business. You're going to have two options, especially if you woke up at 50 or 55 years old, realize that you have over $100,000 in student loan debt. You've been in debt all your life. And you come across me, you wake up and say, oh shit, I can damn near get rid of almost anything, but except student loan debt. No, and I got over $100,000 in student loan debt. Yes. The only options, either accept that you're gonna have student loan debt for the rest of student loan payments for the rest of your life, or you're going to create a successful business that's going to generate so much income that will pay that bullshit off. Let me put it in a different way. You are going to either you wake up at that age, you will have to accept never owning yourself, never understanding or feeling what I'm talking about today, ever. If you're a person that's decided that you're never going to pay off your student loan debt, don't worry about what I'm saying. You can just stop listening, because you can never understand what I'm saying. Because I'm thinking about it as I'm saying it, man, to never, I couldn't be I wouldn't, if I didn't pay my student loan debt off, I wouldn't be able to come on the mic and talk about this with you today, because it would have been mathematically impossible for me to know. To understand capitalism is psychological, you must own yourself first. There is no other way to understand it. You have to own yourself first. If you don't own yourself, you'll never know it, ever. Because you can't. That would go against the laws of mathematics for you to know that. For you to understand capitalism is psychological, you have to own yourself first. If you don't ever plan on doing that, never have, don't worry about what I'm saying, because you can't know. That would go against the laws of mathematics for you to know. Again, don't try to Google anything I'm saying, because it doesn't exist. I haven't created it yet. But it will be. Again, it's to catch those few people walking around the debt matrix just like I was, knowing something was wrong. Couldn't put my finger on it. Couldn't put ding, ding, ding. I didn't own myself. That was the answer. I didn't own me. You know how many people told me that in my 18 to age 40, 41, 42 years old of age? Nobody. Zip-de-doo-dah, nobody. Not one person told me, hey, hey, LJ, maybe you should own yourself. All I heard, credit's part of life. You can't get shit without credit. You ain't nobody with a good credit score. You need credit cards. You need credit. Man, man, man. All I w- all I had to do was take a step back and say, "Hey, man, how many people are saying? Wait, this is. I mean, you don't know to ask these. You don't know to ask these questions, but everybody's telling you get credit cards, right? All you got to do is go. How much is credit card debt in the trillions? You want to do that? Credit card debt's in the trillions. That means you don't want to do that. Hey, you ain't shit without a college degree. Student loan debt's in the trillions with a T. Who's telling you you ain't shit with a college degree? People with student loan debt? That's exactly what you don't do. Somebody, somebody roll up on you and talk about your car because your car is older and paid off and they're making car payments. Who cares what they say? They're making car payments. They, they don't know what they're saying. It doesn't matter what they're driving. Who cares? They're making car payments. If they want to believe it's theirs, you let them. You drive away laughing. Who cares what they say? They laughing at you with your older paid off car, but they're making car payments with gap insurance. 9.99% for 84 months. And they talk about your car. You got to laugh. You got to drive away and laugh. Who cares what you see on social media? Guess how they're paying for that? They're using credit cards. Okay? Your friends that you see them on social media look like they're going to so and so land every single year. Guess what they're using? They're using credit cards. They're financing vacation trips. All that stuff you see, those are car payments and credit cards. Who cares what they believe? You guys think I'm joking. All you got to do is go to your favorite. Listen, I don't care whose financial channel it is. You go to them and say, hey, you got all these subscribers following your financial information, right? Yeah. Let us see your personal credit report. Let us see it. And I'm telling you guys right now, the people that understand it's nothing to show you. I don't care. I made a video on mine. It's nothing to show you. I don't care if you see it. Who cares what you want to see it? You guys, anybody can go to my channel and type in, go to my videos and type in Credit Karma, and you guys can go look at my credit report yourself. And then I want you to ask yourself, I've never seen any other financial dude do this. I want you to really get over the part where, like, who's going to show you their personal credit report? Who's somebody that you're following financial information from? That's who you want to know. You want to know if they own themselves. Listen, you want to know if they own themselves giving you financial information, because you do not want to take financial information from a person that doesn't own themselves. Once you own yourself, you will know that. All the you got employers now running people's credit reports to get a job. Ooh. Oh man. And you guys are confused. You're like, what? Then what are they doing? Checking for credit score? No, they're seeing how much debt you're in. See how you treat, how are you with money? Your credit report's going to show all that. How are you with money? Are you do you pay your bills? Do you it's your character. It's going to tell everything about you, everything. You ain't buying nothing. Who cares? What your credit score is just an indicator. That's it. They're gonna know by where to put you in the company, whether to put you around money or not in the finance department. Like they're not gonna put somebody around like real money for somebody that don't even own themselves, deep in debt, mortgage, shits in collections. No, no, you're not gonna be around money. No, sir. Not the company money. No, you're not. It says so much about you. You have no idea what it's important. I wouldn't listen, youngsters. You don't do any financial business unless you can see that you don't legally tie yourself to anybody until you see their personal credit report first. You exchange, hey, I'll let you see mine because once you own yourself, there's nothing to see. They'll see zeros, whatever they want to see. There's nothing on there. You let them. You say to them just like this: we're going into a legal business together, right? Yeah, okay. This is one of my requirements. I'm gonna show you my personal credit report, and you show me yours. If not, we ain't doing business. We ain't doing no business. They're gonna be like, well, why you want to see that? I want to know if you own the business of yourself. That's a number one. I'm not going into business with anybody that doesn't own the business of themselves, especially the ones that don't even know they don't own themselves. Hell no. How you gonna own a business outside of you and you don't even own yourself? Trust me, when you understand this, it probably won't even get that far because you already understand the language. It's psychological. People, debt slaves, you guys don't know it exists, so you don't even know the language exists. See how I can say this out in the open? What I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. You guys can't understand what I'm saying? You have no idea what I'm talking about. None. Oh man, capitalism is built on debt and this and that. And you guys just go rambling on with the program. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. Robert Kiyosaki and Grant Cardone and this and that. And okay, you don't know they're talking about business debt. I know you don't, but whatever. Debt slaves don't know the difference between business debt and personal debt. You guys be mixing that shit up all the time. The way you just ramble on, you don't know what you're saying because you don't know there's a different language. So without knowing the language, guess what? You guys only speak debt and you don't know you speak debt. You guys don't even realize you guys make videos, podcasts, popular ones too. Popular. You think if they have 1 million subscribers, they know what the fuck they're talking about? That's no, they're not. No, they don't. They show you guys a couple of things because you guys believe wealth is a look. Wealth doesn't look like anything. When you have wealth, you can make it look like whatever you want it to look like. That is true. You can make it look like anything, but you guys are fixated on it looking like a certain way or clothes or a house, car, something. None of that is true. And you will know this once you own the business of yourself, you will know this forever. But like I always tell you, once you come over, that's it. You can't go back. I'm gonna give you that warning right now. Once you cross, you can't go back. So you're gonna have to fight through the withdrawals of the debt matrix. You're gonna have to fight it. You got to fight it on through, just like everybody else is. There's people going through it right now. People that listen to me in the background, maybe doing it themselves. Join the members only so they can get the deeper conversations. Like I said, I just honestly, man, I was just ready to stop doing the free side, really. But something says, nah, you can't do that, LJ. You can't do that. There's some people that need you over there. There are people using this information. I just want to make sure it's clear too. The way it is, I don't want it to change. I like it just the way it is. Once you understand how it works, you're like, oh, okay. All right. These are the rules. Yeah, those are the rules. Okay. All right. Well, that's the rule. I was born into it. Oh, might as well take the time to understand it. Here's the link. If anybody have any questions. Shocked by what I say. Maybe want a better understanding of what I say. Maybe you really want to understand what I'm talking about. Is it going to shatter your current financial world? Yeah. Like if you're a person with a mortgage and think you have equity in your house, it's gonna really shock you. If you're a person with a first and a second mortgage on your house with a mortgage rental property, it's really going to shock a person like you. A person a person with three mortgages that believes they're making a profit from a renter with three mortgages. That's going to really shock you. The way they it's just you you guys not understanding the difference between business debt and personal debt is just, I mean, it's business. I get it. It's just business, but when I think about it in the debt matrix, I didn't see it. I promise you, I didn't see it. I thought I was smart and I didn't see it. Because you believe if you find somebody that's been in the profession for 20 years, they got a degree from Harvard, uh you see they got a nice car, house, they live in a nice neighborhood, you think that has something to do with what I teach, and it has nothing to do with that. Nothing. It doesn't matter where they went to school, doesn't matter how long they've been in the profession. All you need to see is their personal credit report, period. You want to do my taxes, especially my, like, say like this. So you saying you want to do my business taxes? Yeah. All right. I need to see your personal credit report, because you're not gonna they're not gonna treat your business taxes better than their own taxes. By seeing their personal, listen, this is what you guys need to understand something. By seeing their personal credit report, it will tell you if they understand how taxes truly work. Their personal credit, because put it this way, you won't understand it, but I mean, it really doesn't matter if you understand it or not. I'm just telling you something. When you're in debt, you cannot save money on taxes. That's mathematically impossible. Okay, but you guys don't know that. So what I mean by that is this: if the tax professional is in personal debt, they don't know you cannot save money on taxes while being in debt, while being in the negative. As a tax professional, they don't know that. That's a problem. I think you got to hit the join button. Did I got it? I don't know if I got it here. Let's see. Thank you for doing that. I need to get that link just in case, because if you're asking, that means probably other people are asking too. And let me just go over here and see if I can grab it. 1 second. Let me see. One second here. Join. It just opens up. Okay. I'm gonna just paste the link to the front page, and then you guys can just click the join button. Copy. Here we go. All right, that's a link to the page, and then you guys can just hit the join button. What's up, Andre? Once you understand this, everything changes for you. Everything. You'll be able to do anything you want to do. All that stuff you've been putting in the back of your mind. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe. All that comes to the forefront because you own yourself and you know you can do anything you want to do now. The best part is this. You will immediately know that you are different than millions of other people that do not own themselves. That makes you immediately uniquely different immediately. So your self-esteem goes through the roof right at that moment, right when you get to zero. Self-esteem goes through the roof. Well, not necessarily at zero. It takes a minute to ease in there because you don't really understand that part. But I'm just saying well past zero. Okay. I didn't come to this where I'm at today as soon as I got to zero. Okay. This took years to tell you guys psychological capitalism. That took years. I didn't pay off all my debt, get to zero and say, oh shit, everything's psychological. No, it didn't happen like that. It was weird because it took saying certain things a certain way. And then I was putting pieces together with different words. And I was like, wait a minute. Then it just added up to psychological capital. I was like, wow, that's the answer right there. Bam. If it's not mathematically true, it's psychological. Bam. That's the answer right there. That's the answer. Now, with me even saying that, listen, especially the people that are listening and kind of follow me, in background. When you hear me say, if it's not mathematically true, it's psychological, debt slaves have no idea what I just said. Now, they know I'm speaking English, but they don't know what the statement means. They don't know because they can't. What does that mean if it's not mathematically true? It's psychological. What's that mean? They cannot know because they're in debt. They can't know. The laws of mathematics won't allow their brain to do that. That's what makes it a financial superpower. Financial x-ray vision. You can see through all the bullshit. Everybody's bullshit. Scammers, rip-off artists, people, everybody trying to steal money. You can see right through them. They don't know you can see them. Like people taking money from your business, you can't figure out how or why. Those people are easy to see. They're not really that hard to find. It's pretty simple. Or somebody coming up, hey man, try this, hey man, get into this octagon thing, man, and you 5-10 friends and you get $1,000 and this, hey, click. If a friend sends you something like that, hey man, I just joined this thing, and you unfriend. Click, unfriend, block. I remember back in the day, Messenger used to be bad with that. Just all these get rich quick schemes coming through you. They got really good on that. That rarely happens now. The most you get today is just somebody's account getting hacked. It's so funny. It must work. Because here's somebody contacting you that never ever contacts you before, but they got a great money making idea for you and never talked to you before. Click, block. You better secure your account. Blocked. I don't even respond. It's like that's clearly a scam, clearly. But when they do that, it must work because people must respond, or else they wouldn't do it. What'd you say, Nick? Everyone is going to put in, and you get yours in 3 weeks. Okay, I must have been talking about something, obviously. Oh, wait, shit, I meant to do that. There we go. Invite. You're gonna love it though. Tell you that. Financial X-ray vision, baby. Financial X-ray vision. 99.99% of the financial scams, you'll see them coming 10 miles away, okay? 10 miles. It won't matter how they talk. It won't matter how they look. I mean, it'll matter how they talk because you got to remember, even the majority of scammers are in debt too. Okay, that's why they're scamming, because they're in debt. Okay, that's why they're scamming. They're scamming for the money. So if they're risking, you got to remember, when you find people that are risking the time in their life for money, like breaking financial laws and stuff like that, they're obviously in debt, obviously, because they're risking a more valuable currency than paper currency, and that's the time in their lives, and they're risking it. So obviously they're in debt. So scammers don't know that they still speak debt. The scam might be, you got to remember, the scam might look and sound sophisticated, but it doesn't matter because they're speaking debt always. Because number one, it's a scam. So they have to speak debt. They have to say things that make no mathematical sense. That's how they take money from you. That's how they do it, because it sounds like it does, but it doesn't. I remember one time I was watching some scam thing, and this bank scam where some place overseas, they pretend they're your bank, and then they pretend they deposited too much money in there, and then they say, "Oh, we made a mistake. We need you to give it back, but you got to give you got to give it back to us in gift cards. You got to go to Target." I'm thinking to myself, they wouldn't do that if that wasn't working. Because I mean, you have somebody do that, especially like they'll use like the IRS, because they know debt slaves are scared of the IRS. That's why they always use the IRS to scare you guys, because you guys are already scared of them because you're probably already breaking the rules or whatever, right? Then they use that. Then they say, "Oh yeah, but this IRS agents, we take gift cards from we take gift cards from Target." It's like, what? It's like you don't know that the IRS wouldn't send you to Target to pay them? They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't say, "Hey, go to Walmart and then go over to Target and get us some gift cards and then scratch out and send us the—" What? You got the wrong idea of the IRS. If you believe that, say like that's you, and you believe that, and you were so scared of the IRS, you went and got gift cards to pay them. You got the wrong vision of the IRS. Then I promise you, you do. It's all wrong. Exactly. Scammers speak debt. They don't listen. Financial scammers don't know people like me exist. Okay, they don't know because they're in debt. So they don't know we exist. They don't know when they speak, they make absolutely no mathematical sense at all. They don't know that, else they wouldn't be saying it. You just listen and look and like, oh yeah, you're a debt slave and you're trying to scam. Wow, you're trying to do both. Okay, well, you landed at the wrong place. They don't know I own myself and other people like me. We own ourselves. We don't do stuff like that. We know you can't buy a house with a mortgage. Okay, we know that. We know nobody gets a finance car on sale. Nobody does. Who told you that? The bank? We know if you didn't finance cars, car lots couldn't exist. You think CarMax, hey, listen, do you think CarMax would be as big as they are if people were paying cash for cars? No. That's why they're football fields, because you guys are financing cars. CarMax is like football fields of cars, football fields of them. See that right there? You guys just crossing over. You see what Andre just wrote there? Debt slaves have no idea what he wrote. What, they don't know what that means? Solution? What are you talking about? Solution, not the problem. Not over here. Over here where I live in New York City, taxes are high. Hey, click, bye. When you hear somebody always talking about how expensive New York City is, always remember this. They can only be, it's only expensive for the person saying it. So the next time you hear somebody tell you how expensive it is to live in New York City, you think to yourself, it's only expensive for the person saying it. Always remember that. Anytime you go around and you hear somebody say, wow, that car is expensive, they can only be talking about themselves. They're telling you they can't afford it. They're telling you they can't afford it in New York. They're telling you that. Sure is. Taxes are a tool just like money. Phantom income. Saving money on taxes is called phantom income. It's only phantom to debt slaves. It's phantom. You guys can't see it. That would be, listen, for you to see phantom income while being in debt would go against the laws of mathematics. So you can't, and those laws cannot be broken. So you can't see it. You'll probably die talking about, hey, nothing left, the death and taxes. Okay, if that's what you think. That's a program too. When they do that old saying, hey, nothing can get escape death and taxes. Says who? Said who? The person saying it. Anytime you hear somebody say those things, taxes are high, taxes are expensive over here, you can't get away from tax. Always remember, they can only be talking about themselves, because none of that is true. None of it is true. They're killing us with taxes? No, they're killing you with taxes. You. Taxes are sure high here. They're high here for you. For you. Woo, gas sure is expensive. It's expensive for you. For you. You see it all over social media. People just talking. They don't know what they're saying. They have no idea what they're saying. They're telling the whole world about their finances. Telling the whole world. Oh man, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Whoa, for gas? Your whole world changes for some gas. Wait, your whole world changes because of the price of gas? Your whole entire financial world changes. That's a problem. You guys don't know to think of it like that. Wait a minute. The price of gas changed, my whole financial world changed. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Yeah, that's weird. You want to stop that? Yeah, come here. You understand? Capitalism is psychological. You'll go to the gas station, pump up, you won't even look. The only thing when I go get gas, I just look for lines. I'm not waiting in no line for gasoline. I don't care about the gasoline price. I'm worried about my time. I don't care about the gasoline price. Pull up, fill up, and leave. I don't care. Man, when you're in debt, man, when you don't own yourself, you guys have no idea how easily you guys are led. It's just like, man, and I'm not even talking about you because I was in debt for 18 to age 40. Keep you guys entertained with sports and shit, TV shows. It's just so funny to think about now. It's like, oh man, just you work all day. Of course, you don't want to do nothing. You want to come home, what? Plop yourself in front of TV, in front of your favorite TV show, and do the same thing over. Just get a few hours to yourself from maybe the 4 to 8 or 9. Then you got to get ready for work the next day and just repeat. In the meantime, just entertain you with TV shows and sports and shit like that. Even when I was in the debt matrix, I used to always say to myself, how come I'm not into sports like everybody else? Like, people in sports will make you feel like you just ain't nothing if you don't watch football if you don't know about football and basketball. You got to turn to those same people and say, do you know how much debt you're in? You talk about season ticket. Wait a minute. You go up to a person talking about buying season tickets, you could turn to them and say, don't you got student loans? And they turn to you and say, yeah, like it's nothing too. They'll say, then what the fuck are you doing buying season tickets? You got student loan debt. Now you can't say it like that because they're going to get offended. Because they don't know that you cannot buy season football tickets while having student loan debt. They obviously they don't know because they did. See, you see what I'm saying? The laws of mathematics say you cannot buy season tickets if you have student loan debt. But since they don't know that, they broke the laws of mathematics because they did buy season tickets while having student loan debt. So they broke the laws of mathematics to do it. Now you see somebody have season tickets, you think, wow, look, they're in the box and they must have money. No. Okay, don't do that to yourself. You don't know how they're paying for that. 9 times out of 10 is with a credit card. I promise you that. What's up, HQ? Shout out to HQ for the $5 super chat. Oh yeah, what's the name? Did too up here too. But I think what was that at? Oh yeah. That's a different question. Okay. Shout out to Kill Deuce for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. I don't know, man. I just listen to what I'm told, man. And it tells me don't totally give up on the free side. Don't totally give up on it. I don't have to be as frequent as you can see. I'm not doing that the way I used to. But something inside of me says don't give up totally on the free side. Don't do that. I have to remember my videos and content are timeless. There will always be people in debt. Always. There will always be trillions of dollars as long as I'm living. Trillions of dollars and all the debt it is today. It'll be the same. Which makes my content timeless because it'll be this way 10 years, 15 years, 20 years after I'm dead, 30, 50, 100, whatever. It's going to be the same. Because the whole thing is psychological, everything. You guys have no idea. It's already been open. The chat's open now. It's like I'm talking, right now I could say, hey, the person listening to this in 2032, I'm talking to you. Notice how people are still financing cars and think they own them. Notice how people are still getting mortgages and they still think they're homeowners. Yeah, it's the same. It's going to be that way until you're dead. See how they're financing? Well, it probably won't be a phone. I don't want to date it. It'll change to something else. But for now, at least for the next 10 years, they're going to be financing phones. Imagine, I could only imagine how much a phone is gonna be for let's say the average phone is like 15, 1600 right now. I say about 5 more years, man, they're gonna be like at 2,500 probably. About 2,000. No, they're not 2,500, about 2,000. They'll get up to 2,000 because that I know that flip phone is like 25, 24, something like that. As soon as Apple, I'm just waiting for Apple. Apple's always they change the world, so they're just kicking back. They're an innovator, okay? They're going to do something that's going to change the game, just like they changed the game of smartphones. Apple did that. They keeping this same old shape, whatever they're doing, same old, right? Not changing nothing. And then they're going to break out with something that's going to be remarkable because they got the money to do it. Can you imagine how much people gonna be financing their product for then? Ooh, ooh wee, ooh wee. That's one place. That's one place I wish somebody from the head of Apple, somebody in the right department hears me and understands that I know capitalism is psychological. All I need is one higher up to hear that they hear me say that I would love to go in the department that understands this because I guarantee you Apple has those people that understand that capitalism is psychological. I guarantee you Apple got quite a few of those people working for them. Guaranteed. To be able to bring me into that room or office or wherever that hardly nobody ever goes down to because not many people understand that. To walk in there just to see what they do, what they talk about, how they use it. Because it's all business. It's nothing personal. It's just business. I can only imagine the designing of it, how they do it with it. Oh, wow. Smart move, Apple. Smart move. Smart move. They're getting ahead of the game because this what I think, honestly. When everybody starts going into the 3D world, putting the headsets on, phones are going to be pretty much useless. Personally, that's why I think they're getting 5G up really, really fast, trying to rush it. Because if they plug you into them headsets, goodbye phone. So if Apple gets ahead of the game and do a subscription-based whatever, then you're gonna have virtual phones, whatever, and then they're gonna get their money off them virtual phone subscriptions right there. Because they know, like the more that's why Facebook did Meta. He's just the first to jump out there. It's going that way. Believe that. It's going that way. They understand that once they have the headsets on, the use of a regular phone in your hand is going to be pointless because you're not going to take the headsets off to look at your phone to browse because you're going to be so wrapped up in the 3D world. So you'll be able to answer your phone inside the headsets, do whatever, your number will come there, and then you'll be a subscription based whatever. Man, they're getting ahead of the game. They know what's up. Man, that would be nice, man. Apple, hey, some Apple execs, you guys know what department I'm talking about. All you need to do is say, hey, Apple CEO, whoever you need to talk to, say, this guy, LJ, he said capitalism is psychological. That's the only thing I want you to tell them. He said he understands that capitalism is psychological. That's the only thing I want you to tell him, and tell him to reach out to me. He said something about he knows. Who said that? If they respond to you and say, who said that? You get a hold of me ASAP. Death Slave love Apple, and Apple loves Death Slave. Sure do. Now, don't get me wrong. Apple they make good product. Okay. I'm not just saying, hey, they're stealing anybody. No, they make good product. They make good products. Okay. But you guys are financing the shit. There lies the problem for you. The majority of you guys that have Apple products, you guys have financed the Apple products. You guys financed it. You can't even walk in and drop cash on a phone. You are most definitely not walking in dropping cash on an Apple computer system. You're definitely not doing that. You are financing that stuff. Believe that. If you finance your Apple laptop, I'm talking to you. Yes, you. If you're listening to me on your Apple phone, I'm talking to you. Yeah, that's how you're listening to me. You finance this damn depreciating object you're listening to me on. Yeah, that's why you're living paycheck to paycheck. I'm talking to you. Don't you tell nobody you finance this phone. Don't you ever tell anybody that. I don't care if you lie. Just say you pay cash. Just lie until it's real. But do not. If somebody say, hey, man, how much was that phone? And you say, oh, I really don't know. I just make monthly payments. Oh, God, don't do that. Go find out the exact price of the phone as if you were paying cash. And then when somebody asks you, hey, how much is that phone? You say $1,865.75. Right there, they'll tell you. That'll tell the person that you paid cash for that phone. You just pretend. Don't ever tell anybody that you financed the phone. We're transitioning into the Ready Player One era. Read the books, even if you watch the movie. Okay. This is clear. I mean, this is, to me, and this is just my opinion, when they do, you got to remember, in the virtual world, you can't, in the real world, there's only one currency, and that's U.S. currency. That's one. You can't make multiples of it. You can't make different kinds of U.S. currency. There's one. You can't copy it. If you do, you go to prison, period. But in virtual world, anybody can make up any currency they want because it's going to have to translate back to where? To the real world. You got to come back here. It doesn't matter where you go there. You got to come back here and eat. You got to work because you got to have money. So you got to come back here. And this is where the real money's at. So whatever you guys do in the virtual world, guess what? It just translates right back to the real world. You can't have student loan debt and then go into virtual land and think you're buying property and EFTs and all this other stuff. Come on, stop doing that. Stop thinking like that. Oh, I'm gonna get ahead, man. That's the new thing. And the cryptocurrency, the governments don't like it. So you better stop talking like that. You better stop talking like that. Anybody you hear say something, hey, the governments don't like cryptocurrency, you turn to them and say, do you have student loan debt? If they say yes, you say, that's why you're talking like that. What's up, Mel? What's going on, sir?
Hey, brother, how are you, man?
I'm good.
Man, good to hear from you as always.
Thank you.
Just excited, man. I just wanted to say, bro, all the people that are listening to you right now, it's my belief and I feel that the universe has the biggest crush on you. If you are listening to this show, or if you are listening to Savings Minus Debt, man, because this will change everything in your life, man. Brother, you put up something the other day about Tesla, how the guy was just sounding so smooth and calm and talking about his payments on the Tesla. And then, man, after that, a guy at my job came to me. He bought a Tesla. He wanted to show it to me. I guess Elon sent out some type of program where it can do like a light show and the trunk will come up. And he was so excited, bro.
Oh my God.
I know. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be so rich, man. Because I bought shares in Tesla and for my daughter. And then the day I woke up this morning, they were talking about Tesla going to do a split. I'm like, oh God, my daughter is going to be so rich, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's not going to have to worry about nothing, man. Because when you pay off everything, you can put your money in that stuff and just watch it grow, bro.
You know what's so crazy? That was obviously coming, right? If you think about when you're debt free, you could see that coming. You said the prices of gas go up, you automatically know they're going to split. It's going to Tesla because everybody's jumping out financing Teslas, thinking they're going to get around gas.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous, and they just make it sound so normal. Like, oh my Tesla's the best thing in the world.
Did you see the quality of his video? It was good. Well done.
Oh my God.
It was perfect. saying something
congratulations in
all
your
that
voice.
information making no mathematical sense at all, nothing.
Oh man, but he just said it so
good.
smoothly, and he just soothed you, you know.
And there's thousands of videos like that, thousands,
Yes, yes.
thousands, all
And
saying
I'm
the
like,
same thing. They're competing with each other. They don't even know they're just competing with each other. They don't know that.
oh man, and they're just gonna make Elon and the bank so
Oh my
rich.
God.
He's gonna be the richest guy ever, man.
I can imagine how fast his bread is stacking right now. I bet you it's ridiculous.
And
ridiculous.
It's just like it's the Apple of cars, man. People are in the cult now, you know.
Yes.
And they have to have them. It doesn't matter the cost. Like I told you, I went there with my wife, man, and we were pricing it up, and it came up to like $90,000, and we were like, you know, I like them, but I gotta drive my Range Rover.
But one day though, one day 90 ain't gonna be nothing though. So you see what I'm saying? Just right now.
Absolutely.
That's what you got to say to yourself. When you see the 90, you go, just say to yourself, not today. Okay.
Yes.
Because one day 90 ain't gonna be nothing. 90 is gonna be $90 to you.
Absolutely. So man, once again, brother, my goodness, man, I commend you for what you're doing, brother.
I appreciate it, man.
And the people
I'm glad you can see it. That's what makes me, that's what drives me, man, because this can't be faked. I know you can see it because you're talking the language, right? You know this language can't be faked. So
absolutely.
That's what inspires me, man, knowing that you see it. And I'm excited to see what you're gonna do with it.
Man, look, brother, and like you say, it doesn't favor anybody because I come from nothing, man.
Right.
Nothing. And like you say, the school loans, the student loan, I had $30,000, man. I had $30,000, man. But something clicked in me like, no, this is not right, man. This is not right, man. And I come from very humble beginnings, brother. And to get where I am right now, man, oh, what a feeling, brother. Yeah. What a feeling, man.
You can't describe it. You can't. I try to, but you got to remember too, you cannot feel this feeling until you own yourself. That's the only way to feel it. That's the only way you feel it. So people that have given up on I feel really bad for people that have given up on paying off their student loan debt, because that means they will never be able to feel what you and I are talking about today. Ever.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Man, whoever is hearing this, man, congratulations. Yeah. Now the next step is yours, man.
Yep.
But when you step on this other side, man, oh my God, you can see everything. It's scary.
It's scary.
Man.
It's scary at first. You'll get used to it though. I'm still working on it. I'm working on accepting it's basically accepting the truth. That's all you're really doing. You're just accepting they don't own nothing. They don't know it. You know, once you really accept that, it gets easier.
Absolutely. And they occupy themselves with, like you say, sports and the slap. Oh, the slap is the big news, but that wasn't the big news for me. I'm like, come on, man. How does that affect me? It does not affect me at all. But if I want to escape my reality, I will talk about the slap. But
right.
I was excited. Like I said, man, this morning I woke up and looked at my phone, man. They said Tesla, they're talking about a stock split. I'm like, oh my God, my daughter is going to be so rich, man.
Man, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely, brother. But I just wanted to say that real quick.
How old is your daughter, by the way? I meant to ask, how old is your daughter?
She is 19, man. I got her.
Now, is she getting it? Man. Is she getting the SMD way? Does she get it?
Oh yeah. She got. Oh man, come on. She in my house, man.
Okay,
everybody in my house, they gotta follow my way, man. They got to follow. Hey, man, come on, man.
Because they don't know what a gift it is, though, man. I just, to get that from a parent. Man, can you imagine if this gift was given to you while you was a kid growing up?
Oh, bro. Oh my God. Where I would be right now. It just hurts to think about it, man.
We would have been able to pick up the phone and call Jeff Bezos anytime we want. That's the level we would have been at. Okay. Hey, Jeff, man. What's up? This is LJ. What's happening, man? What you doing? Oh, okay. Can I come over? Okay.
Man, they would have been like, hey, man, who is that guy? Who is that guy in the back there? Man, brother. If I can go back. But hey, it's no time like the present,
No time now. That's what I think. I always think like this. Now is our time for a reason, right? It's who knows if we would got it younger, maybe we would have treated it differently.
Absolutely.
Because people when they're younger, people treat their gifts differently when you're younger. Because you could see how you could abuse some people with this gift easily.
Absolutely.
Easily, right? So
absolutely, bro. But I didn't want to hold you. I just wanted to say that real quick, man. Keep doing your thing, brother. Much love. I appreciate you, man.
I'm excited to see where you guys gonna take it. I didn't know I hit my mute button for a second there. Because that's how it's gonna work. When you guys take this information and you get out there and you be successful multimillionaires, then this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna be like, LJ, how come you know all these millionaires? That's how it's gonna work. How do you know all these millionaires? And then you guys are gonna laugh. You guys are gonna laugh and laugh. Oh, he's powerful. He knows all the rich and powerful people. It's like, well, I guess you could say that. Yeah. They're giving their way. They think they're saving money on electricity. Yes, they do. Congratulations, Elon. Congratulations, sir. This what I say. Let me tell you something, okay? There's things that happen that are well above my pay grade, okay? I can only connect the dots the best way I can. But it seemed like to me, with gas prices going up, that seems like that's a pretty much automatic that electric car sales are going to go up. That seems like an automatic to me. Okay, I'm just saying. Because debt slaves think, oh man, this gas prices are ridiculous, and then they go and trade in their car that they're probably upside down on into an electric car, pass over the negative equity from their previous car. Over there, higher insurance, gap insurance, because they're going to be so upside down in the car, they got to have gap insurance. They add that, and then they drive away thinking they're saving money on gas. Congratulations, Mr. Musk. Congratulations. You better believe Mr. Musk ain't the only one jumping on the bandwagon. All the electric car manufacturers. That's what you guys need to. You guys need to go check the stock. Besides Tesla? Who's the next person that has a great electric car sales? You better jump on their stock. I'm not giving no investment advice. I'm just giving you something that just makes sense to me. I'm not an investor. I'm just saying something that just makes mathematical sense to me. Okay, you take it or leave it. Debt slaves don't know. It doesn't matter if the car runs on electricity or gasoline. If you're financing it, it doesn't matter. You're not saving nothing. Say it like this. You're driving an electric car right now and think you're winning, okay? You think you're winning. Oh my God, you're so happy you're driving by gas prices. You're like, woohoo, I don't have to pay that. I want you to pull out your calculator, put in your car payment minus your car balance, and then hit equal. That's how much gas you're saving right there. Right there. You see that big negative number? That's how much money you're saving on gas. That's how much money you're saving on gas right there. Look at the calculator. Did you miss it? Put in your car payment minus your car balance and hit equal. That's how much money you're saving on gas right there. Electricity, whatever, you call it whatever you want to call it. And the cost of fixing. Man. They got videos on how easy it is to buy a Tesla. Just a couple clicks, click, 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 and wow, I got me a car. Sure did. You better believe it. They're going to make that process easy as possible for you to buy. Because every time you guys buy, the bank just cuts Elon a check, baby. He's out of it. Once you click buy, the bank cuts him a check, and he's out of the deal. See ya. Porsche, Audi, based on Porsche platform, make better electric cars. See, you guys better. Electric car sales are going to go through the roof. Because, hey man, you guys are so easily led. It's bad sometimes, man. And I laugh because that was me. Like I remember one time the stock market did a hiccup back in '08, right? And I had money in my retirement, and then something happened at the stock market, and then all of a sudden I was losing money inside of my 401k. I was like, wait a minute. And this is what I said to myself. So wait a minute. So you mean to tell me all of those statements I was receiving telling me how much I'm going to have in retirement, that was all a lie? You didn't tell me everything changed if there was a hiccup in the stock market, which always happens. There's going to be a hiccup in the stock market before you retire. Of course there is. Not that didn't even wake me up. Wait a minute, that would mean that's not my money. No, it's not your money. That's why it disappears. If you had $100,000 cash in your savings account and the stock market did a hiccup, do you think does your $100,000 disappear? No, because it's your money. That's why it doesn't disappear. Again, they're not doing anything to you. You're doing it to yourself. You are the retirement plan. You're the 401k. You're the 401k. You're the Bitcoin. You're everything. You're the Tesla split. You're the Apple stock. You're the Amazon stock. It's you, dear slave, you. They couldn't exist without you. They know that. You don't. That's why Apple's headquarters look like that, because of you. Thank you. Thank you for financing all Apple shit. Thank you. Look what we bought. A badass headquarters, because we can. We got so much money. Congratulations, Apple. Congratulations. I want to be on your team. I can help you a lot, Apple. I promise you. I can help you a lot. I can train some people at your business to help them understand capitalism is psychological, and you guys will explode even bigger than what you are. Trust me, this position I'm talking about, it's not listed under Apple employment. It's not there. I promise you this. I promise. Put it this way. I'm going to say this out loud. If Apple finds out that I know capitalism is psychological, they will pay me accordingly. Do you understand that? If they find out I know capitalism is psychological, they're going to find me and pay me accordingly. Because you guys don't understand. Can you imagine having a business of people who own themselves, that don't mind having jobs? Because I'm not saying people that don't own themselves don't have jobs. I'm just saying a business of people that own themselves working for you. They're working there not because they have to work there. They're working there because they want to work there. They enjoy working there. You guys have no idea how that business would explode. Because trust me, it's a big difference from employees that are forced there because of their debts compared to people that are there because they're choosing to be there. What's up, friend Shell? My friend got mad because I said I don't want to date a man making car payments. Just found out her boyfriend is making car payments. Oh, there you go, friend Shell, pulling down your mask in public. I keep telling you not to do that. I keep telling you guys. I mean, you guys are young aliens. You guys keep making mistakes like that. You think I'm never going to do that in public? Nah. No, sir. I ain't doing none of that. That's called pulling down your mask in public. You do that's a number one no. You're gonna lose friends, relationships, family members. A lot of young aliens do stuff, do rookie stuff like that. Okay, everybody does it. Everybody got to go through it. You usually end up upsetting yourself when you do it. It usually backfires back to you. Anyway, I guess it's about time. It's going on 10 o'clock. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. What's today? Monday? Yeah, Monday. And until next time, you catch the show later. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. If you want a consultation, here's my email. Shoot me an email at SavingsMinusDebt@gmail.com. Cash App is SavingsMinusDebt. Thank you for the people that donate Cash Apps, watching the videos. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe. And if you ever want to get a Savings Minus Debt t-shirt, get them while they're hot, because I'm going to end up probably, they're not selling enough to justify the cost of keeping that thing open. So I'm going to post that link here. There you go. Savings Minus Debt t-shirt if you want one, with all kind of different sayings on there. Good quality shirts. Those of you guys. Then the earlier shirts, I had to get used to what I was doing here. So I want you to understand, I upgraded the shirts to some good quality shirts. So much better. I feel better about that. I was new to the shirt game in the beginning. Now I kind of understand different blah, blah, blah. So check it out when you get a chance. Have a good evening. Good evening, everyone. Bye-bye.